Welcome, welcome, welcome once again. This is part 2 of episode 6 with Elizaunique on the Uncommon Rapport. Please snap it and clap it up for our dear co-host, Mr. Gabriel Curry.
What's up,
And
y'all?
this
Back at it again.
back. Let's go. And we got Elizaunique online tonight. Talk to the peoples.
Hey y'all, thank y'all for coming back. It's so good to see y'all again at Common Ground.
Look, we growing up one mic at a time, still here at Common Ground.
Yes.
I'm telling you, this has been a day of excitement and amazement. When I tell you, I literally felt like we need this.
Yeah.
We need this. The energy been high all day and the expectation for this. And here we are, live, brought to you by the Uncommon Rapport.
Yes.
Gabe, talk to him.
What's going on, y'all? Listen, we're back because we have a very special guest, as you know, Elizaunique.
Oh, what? Well, guys, we're going to keep this thing rolling. I'm not sure what actually happened, but we have Elizaunique online tonight, and she's all the way from out of New York in Manhattan. Let's snap it and clap it up for that because as last night, she talked about how she grew up in Virginia and she was raised in Florence, South Carolina. So we are here. And I'm telling you, tonight is going to be so amazing, so amazing, so amazing. So the last thing that we got off into is you did a poem called Worth Saving. And I was just getting ready to, dive deep and ask you one of those questions. What does that mean to you? What does worth saving mean to Elizaunique?
Okay, so that's a good question. And for me, worth saving, that was the first piece that I wrote to perform, specifically to perform at Common Ground to be exact. And at that particular time in life, I consider myself to be in a good place. I consider myself to be in a place where I was striving to live a life that would be considered acceptable to God. I don't even want to use air quotes. I was striving to live a holy and acceptable life at that point in time. And I was just noticing, like, man, I kind of feel like I'm going in circles. I'm repeating the same patterns, the same things over and over again. And for me, worth saving means that no matter what you do, Eliza, no matter where you go, no matter what wrong you've done, no matter the mistakes you've made, you are always going to be worth saving, regardless. It doesn't matter whether you believe you're worth saving or not. You're always going to be worth saving. And that just means I'm always going to have a second chance. I'm always going to have a third chance, a fourth chance, and a fifth chance. Now, we know that grace and mercy, has its limits, but it just was important for me to know at that time that the door, in a sense, to God was always open. That I always, if I wanted to have a place in the kingdom, had a place in the kingdom. And so for me, worth saving just means that no matter where you are in life, no matter what phase you're in, what step you're in, what path you're on, you are worth saving. When you feel like giving up, when you want to quit, when you want to take your own life, you're still worth saving.
Right. That was powerful. See, this is why we are too, y'all. This woman is a powerful woman with her words. It's just like words is just, they penetrate you. I don't know if you ever heard the expression like when someone talks, it's like they command you to listen. That is exactly what she does. We love her because not only is she just super talented, she's personable and she's just a person. So just talk to us. One thing I wanted to ask, I was unable to ask last night, technical difficulties, is what right now, because we're going to go into your pieces. But before we go into those, I wanted to ask this question. And the question I have for you, It's not deep, but is what I want you to do. Not really a question, really like more like a request. Is I want you to speak to the young girl or the young guy. That is an inspiring poet that you know may not know how to begin or may not even know what to do or how to maneuver. Um, Speak to them and talk to them and encourage them. Because a lot of people do so much and so many. Sometimes people's trauma keeps them bound. So I want you to talk to that young girl who may be going through something, or currently as a young child. To encourage her because she may see this and she will see this. Actually, she will see this live. And we want her to be completely encouraged. So talk to him.
Okay. So I have a poem that I performed at Common Ground one time that says, "Did anyone tell her she was beautiful? Did anyone tell her that they loved her?" And it just lists a number of things that, as a young woman, sometimes even a young man, let's not even be gender specific because I'm a woman, but we can talk to anybody. Everybody goes through.
Right.
So there's plenty of things that I ran down. Like, was this in this poem? It was a young girl, but was this person told? Um, and so, aside from the young poet who's upcoming, to the young woman or the young man who maybe is going through some things and you don't know how to combat what you're going through. I told you before, for me, writing was very, very, very therapeutic. And so I will say, write, get you a diary. And a diary doesn't have to be a poem. Get you a diary and you write whatever feelings you have and so whatever you're harboring, whatever you may feel like cannot go to the next person, write it out. And then watch your evolution. And maybe 2 years from now, you'll read that and you'll see how far you come. As far as the poet, I would say to write every day. Take at least an hour. And that came from a mentor of mine, Ashley Connors, who's an awesome poet, awesome spoken word artist, awesome teacher. Take an hour a day, go into a quiet space, whether it's outside, a time where you could be alone and you could really focus and you write. To give yourself time to perfect your craft. But writing itself is very therapeutic. And a lot of times we feel like we don't have anyone to talk to. You don't have anyone to trust. Your notebook isn't going to tell nobody. That's between you and God. That's it. You and God. Your notebook isn't going to go back and run and post on Facebook and be like, so and so and so, and throw shade. It's not going to do that to you. So when you feel like you don't have any other outlet, let your pen and paper be your outlet. I bleed my emotions onto paper.
Wow.
I literally leave it on the paper. So by the time I bring it to the stage, this is just me trying to help somebody else. I've dealt with that at that point. Let your writing free you. Let it free you. Let it free your mind.
You heard it here, guys. What Elizaunique just said was, if you do aspire to be a writer, if you do aspire to be a poet, allow your writing to free you, because it can. It can. Me as a singer, I know that when I sing, especially when I need and be to be encouraged, a lot of times I just listen to people sing because I get encouragement from that. But that this is the gift that God has given me. He gave me the gift to give. But it also is a gift for me too. It frees me. It helps me. So do that. Right. Do exactly what she said. Poets to continue to move and progress, write every day. For the young girl, the young guy, who is a writer, and is going through, right, right. And that's all I got. Kevin, you can take it over from here.
Guys. All right, here we go. The young writer who needs to write, whether it's right to the left or right to this right, In tune, 8 o'clock right now, PM. You can watch him. KM, GM, Freddie. Talking about feeding you some soul food. Not no lasagna or lasagna and spaghetti. It's that fetty. You can eat off for days. I came in with the flow, real psychological ways, but if you in these days that I'm in, or if you live in these days that I'm in, you'll see it right here before your eyes, how it all begins. Common ground, we the foundation. For real, for real. For real, we the foundation.
Yeah,
And we we really bringing it to
know.
them live, you know. But
Bar.
Bars.
I mean, I had to introduce it sometimes.
What are we
But
freestyling? Okay,
seriously, that's how, you know, my therapeutic situation may be. In order to get to a standpoint where I'm zoned off and I can really hear clearly and understand what's really happening before my two eyes. You know, I write it down on paper and I see all of the manifestations thereof.
Yeah.
So the scripts is, you know, very important. They'll help you guide you even if you're writing a script.
That is true. I was thinking about,
and this is a visual script, you know, that we're giving right now.
Right. I was thinking about it, you know, whenever she said that in my mind, it didn't come to me just now. But they said write the vision and make it plain in the Bible. Writing the vision. Think about the power of actually writing things out and how not only does it free you, but even if you write your plans out, they can manifest. Word of a vision board or anything like that. So there's power in your pen. Please know, freedom is in the power of your pen. Look at Ella. She's showing. She does just talk. She do it. So it helped her. For somebody who knows that it helps, please take heed to that advice. Right, saints. Right, girl. Right, little boy. Right until you're free.
Elizaunique. How has the journey been for those who just tuning in? You know, last night she gave so much advice, and we thought we were live, so we're trying to bring those same entities, you know what I'm saying, back to your mindset. You know, like for real. So tell us about that journey. Recap just a little bit, and we'll get into one of your spoken words.
Okay. All right. So I tell everybody, like, literally, Common Ground was my first time performing physically on a stage, and I would not have done it had Kev not gave me the push. Like, look, I got a venue for you. I think you can do it. I know you can. Not even I think you can do it. I know you can do it. And so for me, it was a process. I started writing, getting prepared. Literally after my first performance at Common Ground, and Kevin can attest to this, after my first performance, I had a booking for a show performance each month, if not multiple shows within a month. And for me, being like a new artist, that was dope. That's what you want. Like, you want bookings. You want people to want you to come to their churches or to their events, to their conferences, or I did a mental health awareness walk, like so many opportunities, a woman empowerment conference. And so you want that. For me, I was so excited and so ambitious. I took so many bookings, and then I realized, wait a minute, I don't have the content to sustain these bookings. I don't really, I'm not prepared. And so then I found myself having to call Kevin and be like, look, I know I said I was coming to this event, but I can't come to this event because, and I have whatever excuse, but on the inside, I knew like it's really because I just don't have the content. And so the thing I think I say is to trust the process. Do not rush it. Everything, God's timing is perfect. And so when you're supposed to excel and propel, you will. It's going to be easy. It's going to happen like this because it's God's timing. When you're rushing it and you're maybe, doing things just because that's what you really want to do, you're going to burn yourself out. And then as an artist, you don't have, as a new artist, you don't have room for error. You can't book a show and then not show up because that doesn't look good. That's unprofessional. And so it's like you have so many things to focus on, but really take that time to focus on your craft, to perfect yourself. I did Worth Saving so many times to where I could do it for you now like this. Like it's like water. I performed it so many times in so many different venues, even at Common Ground several times until it became second nature to me. And that's what you want. You want your work to be authentic and to be truly you. And that takes time. That takes dedication. It takes focus. It takes work. So trust the process. Don't rush it, would be what I would say. That's me.
So let's hear one of these pieces that you're talking about.
Okay. So the first piece I'm going to do is called Like Moses. I would actually dedicate this piece to my Uncle Sonny Boy, who actually just passed away. And we buried him on Friday. And so this piece would be for him because I am adopted. And he took me from, where I was and took me to my adopted parents. And so as I say it, just listen to it. Let it speak to you wherever it may and enjoy it. For a while, I struggled with who I was because I didn't know my DNA. I couldn't understand how a mother could give up a child she carried for 9 months, then birth. It's ludicrous because naturally they carry the same DNA. But then again, thanks to Eve, labor pains were technically a blessing and a curse. You might as well have pushed me in that river and pushed the basket away. But like Moses, I had purpose. For you, I just wasn't enough, or so I always thought. You were fish, he had bait, and I wasn't even a thought. Just the consequences of the jail system really being corrupt and abortions unspoke of, but someone chose me. Picked me up out that river, and like a princess, I was taught proper English, yes ma'am and no ma'ams, yes sir and no sir. I can say proper how do you do's and curtsy when I'm through. I can dress a table for 12 and have all my placements right. So I don't hate you for that. I actually don't hate you at all. You saved my life by giving up because the love you had to offer was toxic. My Similac baby breath had nothing to offer you. It was something else your fiend taste buds wanted. And not all of our demons are slayable. Some are strongholds and they have to be broken. Rewind. Not all of our demons are slayable. Some are strongholds and they have to be broken. But like Moses, I had purpose. I was supposed to be a savior to a people who needed help, but I was still trying to figure out how to save myself, not hang myself. Rewind. I was supposed to be a savior to a people who needed help, but I was still trying to figure out how to save myself, not hang myself. I ran through the desert looking for answers but we all need help. And so I had to just stop. The desert was not a place I wanted to be. It was looking like royalty. So I had to stop. And I had to think, I'm here to save my family. It hit me. I had to be who I was born to be. It never mattered what name I had because God is really who needed me. adopted into his kingdom, and he called me daughter. Finding yourself is never about your DNA, because like Moses, I had purpose. I just had a few people to help save along the way. And once you realize your purpose, a name, or even DNA becomes purposeless to what God has in store for us. Thank you.
That was amazing, man. Yo, this is what I'm talking about. Did you hear that? Did anybody hear how her words, just kind of, like she said, she bleeds emotion onto her paper. I think so many of us can relate to that. Like I can relate to that. I wasn't really adopted per se, technically, but I was by my grandparents. So I can relate to that message because those feelings are some of the feelings that I had towards my mom. Even though, later on we recognized that that wasn't the case, but I can relate to that, man. I mean, I love that. I love that piece. What you got, Kev?
I definitely can relate. For those who know me, I am adopted as well. It's been 35 years actually before I had found my parents, and it's been a journey. It's definitely been a journey. But even before I was even adopted in the sense of physical, the kingdom had already chosen me, just like Elizaunique said, um, for a purpose, for a reasoning, for the mentorship, for the development of not only other people, but myself as well. And the connections that I've established being adopted and yet knowing where I come from, I'm like, wow, this is amazing. Raised here in South Carolina, but yet you from a different place and you're kind of doing something different from the rest of the people. So, okay, all right. And then I found them this year. So everything is coming full circle back to, excuse me, guys, the foundation of it all, which is the common ground of the kingdom of God and how God moves and uses his people throughout this age and day in different ways, different techniques, different styles, different crafts, so that he can win souls for his kingdom. And that's what I truly believe is happening with Common Ground, Eliza's poetry, gave with his ministry of singing. I'm telling you, like, it's a different wave and it's a different way of doing things. And we're here to stay because we are building
Yeah.
foundations.
That it just
Yeah.
goes back, and even that poem and what you just said even goes back to worth saving. Even with being like Moses was literally chosen into a family of royalty, and so it just makes you think like, look, it does not matter where you come from. It don't matter what windy down creek river with the swamp mud that got stuck to the bottom of your basket that you were in that got
Mm.
you to this point.
Talk to
But
him.
when you got there, let me say something. You were still worth saving. So it's like sometimes you just gotta look at the bigger picture. God does things in a funny way. He really is hilarious. Like I'm sitting here in my chair, like I really want to bust out laughing because he's funny. I was taken from Florence. I was born in Greenville, North Carolina. My family, both my families, adopted and biological, are from Florence, and I was taken from Florence to Virginia, where I was placed with a family who had a foundation in church. I was born, literally raised in the church. Literally, if you want, listen, y'all, I could run you. You want me to be a deaconess? You want me to be a missionary, an evangelist? Whatever you need me to do. You want me to clean the church bathroom? I got you. You know what I'm saying? Like literally, whatever aspect of the church you need to be done, I could do it because I was born and raised in it. But for a purpose. I knew because how I was brought up that I was worth saving. Like it didn't matter that you had to be adopted. It didn't matter that you don't particularly know your biological family right now, because God gave me a whole new family. God gave me a whole group of brothers and sisters who loved me and who were there for me, who supported me, and who still are to this day. Because I was worth saving, and because I was like Moses and I had purpose. And I'm just saying that you have purpose too. That's it.
Let's go into words since you there. Let's go into that piece.
All right. This is worth saving. I said, I'm a wretch undone. So sin stained, I'm displaced in the very world I live in, conforming. So sin stained, I'm displaced in the very world I live in, conforming. But I say I'm living, so I guess death is the wage and I'm willing to pay it. But nothing about my lifestyle is changing. I'm changing because love is no longer love, Gabe. It's more of a business arrangement to see who needs more. And quite frankly, I need more love. Fill the empty shell that once pumped warm with blood, ventricles failing, heart motionless, heart feeling cold. I said, fill the empty shell that once pumped warm with blood. The ventricles, they're failing, heart motionless, heart feeling cold. I'm broken. But even broken pieces create beautiful masterpieces called mosaics. And God doesn't make a habit of using those that are spotless. So I'm stain drenched, no hiding the blemishes. I'm somewhere trying to get high enough to reach redemption. But at some point you realize high enough and redemption are two different things. You can't place them in the same category because they're not the same. And so I'm fighting. I'm fighting for joy I can't explain, for something to fill that empty space. And so I prayed for a day like this, a broken spirit and contrite heart like this, a solution to the madness and a cure to the sadness. But I digress, because late night creeping and early morning prayers don't automatically save us. Rewind. Late night creeping and early morning prayers don't automatically save us, just like emotion-filled Sunday morning worship does not penetrate them, so it has to be real. God sent his only son, Jesus Christ, down to earth, manger born, just to ultimately save you and I. And so I'm glad he sent his son to save a wretch undone like me.
Man, listen. Moment of silence. Like snaps are in order, moment of silence, all of that. Man, that was just so, listen, that was just so amazing. I never get tired of listening to that piece for so many reasons. One, because it's just so powerful and it kind of brings everything into perspective. In a sense, it kind of checks you too. Like, I'm checking you. I'm checking myself. But at the same time, it's saying, even though I'm checking myself, I have to recognize and realize that even though I keep doing things that are not correct or not good, or to me, I'm still worth saving. I'm still worth
Exactly, and that's the biggest picture. Like, we are all worth saving. Literally, it does not matter your background. It doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter whether you know God, do not know God, haven't met God yet. You are definitely able to be saved. You are worth saving. It does not matter where you are in life. You're worth saving.
And look, and the beautiful part about this, in that poem, the beautiful part about that is he knew that 2,000 years ago. The beautiful part about it is God could have just like did what he did before, wiped us clean, you know, like didn't tell Mo he didn't have to tell Noah.
Fire and brimstone.
Listen, it's as far back as right. It's as far back as Noah. He didn't have to say Noah, but it's hard because I still want to save my people. He could have just let us all die in that flood that he made so that he can flush the world free of various things that were not clean. But he did it. He did it. and not and Rapport all the way to Noah, all the way to Calvary. He saved us and he saved us again. Ultimately, I just want y'all to know. Listen, bro.
Sounds like grace to me.
Grace to me sounds like
You
grace
know what I'm
to
saying?
me.
Sounds like grace to me.
Hey,
That's what he bestowed upon us. You know what I'm saying? Shouts out the co-workers in the house tonight. People are live watching this. They are literally I'm talking about. I'm getting text messages. Hey, shouts out to everybody who's watching. But at this point in time, I need you to do two things. Go ahead and share this post on your feed. Share this post on your feed. And also, I need you to go to the links, whether it's YouTube or whether it's Facebook. Like and share Elizaunique's page and the Common Ground page and Gabe's page, because I know they booming right now. Thank you guys. Thank you. Thank you. Do that right now. Share, like, comment, subscribe to the YouTube channel. We are here live in effect. I'm telling you, look at the people talking to you. Look at them.
I appreciate y'all. Listen, it's all look. It is
Look
all
at them.
love.
listen,
I thank y'all. Thank y'all.
listen. I'm gonna tell you this.
Don't make me cry.
I can see, and I want to say this.
Let's go.
And I didn't.
Let's go.
I don't want to
Yeah.
make it, but I want you to know the power that you have. Not for nothing, but sis, you brought the crowd in today. Not for nothing, it's just the power. I guess it's just the power you have. You are the highest viewed live that we've had in all of the 6 episodes. All of the 5 episodes, you the highest viewed. So I want you to understand that this is purpose. This is purpose. Even and then too, to get back to what you said earlier. I'm one of the people. I'm sorry. I'm just one of them people. I love encouraging me, but take it back to what you said earlier when you mentioned that after Kevin encouraged you to step out, and how everything just started moving, everything just started going. That was God kissing you. That was God saying, "Daughter, this is what you were intended to do." Like anytime God puts a stamp of approval on the thing, stuff just start being seamless. So like as soon as you stepped out that one time, he said, "That's what I needed you to do. You let go of the fear and you stepped out. So now that you did that, I'm gonna take you all the way." So it's like, don't lose it. The one thing about it, never lose that. If I could tell you that, never lose that. Understand your power. Understand the power of your words. They could be either uplifting or they could be damaging. Deathly. You have that power. I want you to know we all have a certain power, but some people are given more, gifts. And for me, your words can be either life-giving or deathly. So I just want to share that with you and just let you know, sis, you got it. Sis, listen, you on there. You on the right path. The trajectory is happening, and everything is happening for a reason. Period.
All I can really say to that is thank you. and I definitely receive it with open arms. And I will just say this because I'm very humble. You know me in real life, I'm like as down to earth as they come. But I will say that, and this goes with worth saving and like Moses and having purpose and everything else, and even me being Black in America, it goes with all of it, is that when you have a calling on your life, and I don't want to be all churchy or whatever, but I'm going to just say it. When you have a calling on your life, there are just some things you're not going to be able to ignore. There's some places you ain't going to be able to go. There's some things you ain't going to be able to do. And you're going to try to make yourself fit into whatever mode you want to make yourself fit into. But at the end of the day, you're going to end up coming back. It's going to come back. It's going to come back. Even down to as simple as when you train up a child in the way that he should go when he gets older, they won't depart from it. I know my parents growing up was like, listen, did we teach this girl anything? Okay, anything. But even now, as I'm getting older, I'm still making mistakes. I'm still learning. I'm still growing. But things are starting to come back full circle. And so I'm not one to proclaim like I don't dot every I, I don't cross every T. But I know that my the only reason I'm able to stand here or sit here today in front of y'all is because of God. Is because God saw fit to wake me up and give me a second chance. Because He saw fit to even wake me up within my sin and say, listen, I know you living in sin, but go ahead out here, and I'm gonna still give you a message. I'm gonna still give you a word because you're going to reach who you're meant to reach, and you're gonna reach them because you have a story. So my story didn't discount me; it gave me character. It allowed me to reach some people through this phone, through this stream, who I wouldn't have reached in the four walls of the church.
Period.
So we just don't, I thank you, Jesus.
But ain't that
Like,
the Great Commission, though? The Great Commission is to spread the gospel to each and every
yes.
body, So whenever
Right.
we utilize the tools that are accessible to us in order to do that, and just because you don't understand that when the wave come, it's kind of a fearful thing, like, this is your main distraction now, you know what I'm saying? So we don't need to use these. But now that it's mandatory to utilize these tactics, it's like you could have been utilizing them and built so much more knowledge about streaming in, and turning conversations a whole different way because you're reaching a different broad of community. You know what I'm saying? That's like a broadcast. That's a broadness, you know what I'm saying? So you're gonna be able to reach so many different people. You're gonna be able to reach them utilizing these tools, and this is what we have. And I'm so grateful and admire on how he chooses to utilize this because I procrastinated for a long time. A long time. I procrastinated and procrastinated and procrastinated. And then I said, you know what? You got it one way in your mind, and that's what you want it to look like, but it's not happening that way. You need to just go ahead, hit the go live button, and watch it grow. Watch it, Bill.
Run that back. Go ahead and do what? Go ahead and do what? Do what?
You got to hit the go live button. Because once you go live, baby, everything else is going to be satisfied. You can believe that one. Once you go live, I done heard it so many different times, so many different ways, so many different noises, and you know what I'm saying? Till it get to irritating you a little bit. I ain't even want to hear about that because I know I'm supposed to be doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like till it get to that point, it's like, oh my gosh, like every time you hear a dope artist that's supposed to sing, and you know they sent it for that, and yeah, you know that's your calling as well, and you're right there, and you can do it. That spoken word artists that know they write the script of their life, whether it be diary, journal, however it may go, in your iPad, in your iPhone, twiddling them thumbs on Twitter, however it may go, utilize it. Utilize it to the full extent so that you can develop something and people keep you in mind and in tune to what's happening out here. For real, for real. Hey, shouts out to Gio Vanchi. He said it's our mission. It is. It's definitely our mission to do so. And if we don't, then we're not doing what God called us to do. If we don't do this, then we're not doing what God called us to do.
Big
So if
fact.
God called us to do this, we have to do it. It's a mandate.
Big Crenna.
Yeah, it's a mandate. So you're going to see a lot more. So you get tired. For real. When you get tired, somebody else gonna pass it on to the next person. To the next person. That's how seeds grow out of common ground.
Get tired. You ain't gonna get tired. Y'all ain't get tired.
By the time you tired of just planting that
I'm
seed,
young.
hey, after a while you want to see some fruit. You want to be able to see
Right.
what you
Right,
bear. You know what I'm
but then
saying?
even
For real.
evolution,
Yeah.
like like roles will start reversing and changing, and even a kid as the position you're in right now, you'll even see that start to change. Like you'll go into something else, and somebody else will come into your position, and then as far as your artists you have surrounding you now, they'll be bringing in new artists. So it's just like everything comes full circle. I'm in my head. I know y'all see me over here, like probably stuck in my head. I'm so stuck on Gabe and his, the fact that he really just reiterated that there's life and death in the power of the tongue. And that really got me in here. I'm writing, y'all don't even know. I'm writing a whole poem in my head right now because he's absolutely correct. I spoke something, I spoke something out of my mouth that affected somebody. I didn't realize, what I'm saying, how much it affected them until I realized how much, but you who have no idea what's going on, for this to say that, I was like, what? Check self? You know what I'm saying? Checkmate. So even there's authenticity in that. You have to sometimes look at yourself and be like, wait a minute, hold up. Sis, you was wrong. And we do have life and death in the power of our tongue, and we do have to be careful what we speak into the atmosphere and what we allow to manifest into to take place and to change atmosphere. We are actually atmosphere changers. So how dare we speak negativity into the atmosphere?
And people wonder why I ask for clean artistry a lot of times. You know what I'm saying? Like they wonder why, because it's a different way. And it's so enlightening. Like it's so enlightening to hear clean artistry because their gift is authentic and it's pure and it's raw, it's at its best,
Yo, you just messed me up with that just now.
For real.
Yeah,
For
no,
real,
I'm
for
talking
real.
what you said for sure, because you powerful, period. But what Elizaunique said, because I heard it was like I was on a path of encouragement, and then something just said admire of the words she speak, and I just kind of just did it, So I guess hey, God does what He does, but it was just something that just said admire quick, because she's one of those people. We all have power, we all have gifts. God has given us unique gifts. No pun intended. But we have
Pun intended.
that I was on a path of encouragement, and then it was like, admonish her real quick. So the power she has it's like polarizing. Like she can bring so much life, or even a simple negative comment, she could bring so much death. And I think it has a lot to do with just simply you just being who you are in your character. But yeah, that was weird. I didn't I was just saying, like, I did hear that, but you know how you be second guessing, like, I'm gonna say it, but I don't think.
Listen, don't second guess because you were stepping all on my toes, okay?
Man, I'm glad.
But even in that's what we're here for, like to help each other grow and to
Yes.
learn
Yes.
and to evolve as a people, as a culture. Like that's the issue in the Black community, is we be so afraid to speak on stuff or to hurt somebody's feelings.
True.
You're gonna let the person next to you make a mistake or do something they shouldn't be doing because you don't want to hurt their feelings. You afraid how they're gonna respond, how they're gonna no.
But is that love? Let's talk about
that. Is love.
Do you love?
That's the brotherly love that we don't know about no more.
Why them collard greens don't taste the same no more?
Let's talk about
That's the reason. Listen, Kev, you better. Yo, not for nothing. I have a poem.
Come on, Black
I have
America.
A poem that talks about why collard greens don't taste the same no more. Like literally. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go ahead. I have a poem.
Yes.
I have a poem that's titled "Black in America."
Do that.
It's a higher vibration.
Let's get it.
I have a poem entitled "Black in America," and I consider this poem to be like how Worth Saving was my signature piece of my coming out into the poetry spoken word artist community. Black in America is like my different piece. For me, this is how I know that, or how I knew that I had evolved as an artist, as a writer. because last night I told y'all, writer before poet, and so this piece definitely is how I knew that I had grew a little bit. And so I wrote Black in America just in the mindset that I love the culture. I am all for the people. And I just want to say I'm tired of us not being proactive. I am tired of us only having rallies and only marches and only throwing protests when something has happened. And I feel like we need to change the stigma of being reactive and be proactive. So if we have to go back into the communities and police the communities ourselves, then so be it. If it's saving the next little Black boy or the next Black girl running down the street or whatever the case may be, we have to start to be proactive as a culture instead of being reactive. And so I'm gonna go ahead and give y'all Black in America, and I hope that y'all enjoy it. I never knew that when God blessed me with a child, I would have to explain just exactly what it meant to be Black in America. America, a place we believed, perceived to be free. Free. A place that only existed on Sundays during slavery. Slavery still be going on today. Today, our ancestors are turning over in their graves that were dug long before their deaths. Deaths that seem in vain the way Black men still be hanged, slain. Deaths that seem in vain the way Black men still be slain. Slain by the very men in blue meant to protect us. Us being the minority meaning Black men meaning boys who hold Skittles, Gatorades, and dreams they were told were too big for them. Them Gatorades I won't let my son drink from because they're prejudices. Prejudices that aren't determined by what block you're from the color of your skin, not content of your character, skin. Skin, they wish they could erase. Please, as if that's possible, because history is unerasable. And this be his story for Trayvon. This be his story for Freddie Gray. Possible. It's possible for your melanin to be a death sentence. I never thought your color would be the subject of scrutiny you never deserved. They never deserved to be in body bags. Bags that have Black boys' names written on them long before they're born. I said, they never deserve to be in body bags. Bags that have Black boys' names written on them long before they're born. Born into a world where systematic racism really does exist. And though we're fighting, you have to know that the odds are against you. You meaning every Black boy born to Black mom across this world where you have to tell your 5-year-old son to keep his dreams to himself because they're lynching Black men with dreams like DEG guns to Black lightning, and I'm tired. I'm tired of eating the rations they're giving us. Us realizing we are the power, so power to the people. We be wearing our melanin proudly. Proudly, I wear this garment of the motherlands. Lands we were taken from to this world we were given a death sentence and forced to live in these days and times. I marched up 125th hand in hand with my son for another woman's son, George Floyd, because they finally found one guilty. Guilty. The officers were guilty. So, son, we will take a stand. Stand for something or fall for anything. Anything. If you do anything, be revolutionary. Revolutionary. It's time for a revolution. And I mean that disrespectfully. Thank you.
Snaps! Yo. It was that back part for me, bro. Listen. That thing hit me on the bricks.
Son.
Yo, that thing hit me so hard. It hit me so hard. So many senseless deaths that's been happening in this world
Oh man.
to black men, and not only black men but black women. Rest in peace, Breonna Taylor.
Absolutely, say their name.
So many people experiencing so many rational deaths, just because of the color of our skin, not the content of our character.
But I think her motive is not to only mourn just whenever those people have died, because she's like, there's people out here that is still alive and we have not yet to celebrate them.
Right.
And a person who can perceive that is a voice for the voiceless.
Right.
Is a person who is a voice for the voices. Be the voice for the voices as your spoken word artist, but a voice for the voiceless for those who don't speak. The connect of how we work, and we understand about not being able to speak, but yet we still have to understand how they move through body language. You know what I'm saying? How they move through depression, how they move through anxiety, how these people are traveling. You know what I'm saying? That field of work taught us so much because it dealt with us here versus just in here. So it calls you to be aware at a different level. So when you have a voice like this, utilize it. Utilize it. Utilize it. Definitely. Utilize it all the way. Utilize it. Don't stop. These are just your humble beginnings. Believe it. Believe it. These are the humble beginnings of it all. Like I said, we build foundations. Uncommon Rapport brought to you live, people. Dope poem.
I'm gonna say
Dope
this. I don't know. Look, I don't know who is here, who's still in the comments, and if y'all are still here and you're watching live, definitely drop some hearts or some mics, or if you got the new iPhone update, you got the heart with the flames. That's my personal signature right now.
Drop the hearts, people.
But on a mental health note, drop them. Like October just passed, and that definitely was like mental health awareness a month, along with breast cancer awareness and domestic violence awareness and a whole bunch of other awareness, like things we need to be aware about. But I just want to say that literally the stigma for mental health is that every 1 in 3 persons is diagnosed with a mental illness. Okay, and in the Black community, we do not feel comfortable talking about it, because what happens in this house stays in this house. But I want to let you know, it's okay to get therapy. It's okay to see a counselor. Now, there's nothing wrong with having a counselor that looks like you. There's nothing wrong with seeking out a counselor who looks like you or who believes in what you believe in, because we have faith-based counselors as well. But definitely feel like, don't shy away from it. And for me, like, writing is so therapeutic for me. Like, literally, I have tears in my notebooks, because not everything is sad or depressing, but sometimes it's happy tears. I got love poems in here too, like, it's, everything is not sad, but really, if you ever feel like you can't turn to nothing, pick up a notebook and write, and let that be an outlet. Even if you don't have a passion to write or a desire to write, just try it. Pick it up, and you'll be surprised where it goes. You'll be surprised what it leads to. You'll be surprised how quick a letter to yourself be done turned into a poem to the girl down the street. So just let your pen take you where maybe your mouth won't.
Right.
Until you get to the point where you, like me, and you don't shut up. You just always got something to say. But it's okay.
Always having something to say is good. For sure. Let's segue into why coffees don't taste the same.
Y'all, why collard greens don't taste the same? If I could sing like how Gabe could sing, and I could Hakuna Matata.
Oh, you were there that night?
Listen,
That embarrassment.
It did not hit me until we were just at the beginning of this podcast started, and you were sitting up there And I said, oh my gosh. Hakuna Matata.
Boy.
So I'm just gonna say I'm gonna request that before we leave this podcast tonight. That anyways. But yeah, so collard greens don't taste the same no more. I read a post that was shared by somebody I know on Facebook that basically said that child support was single-handedly ruining the Black family. And I just really could not, and I'm sorry, y'all, I'm pulling something up on my computer. I literally could not believe that was even spoke out into the air. That child support is single-handedly ruining the Black family.
The way
really,
you
I
just
truly
replayed that in your mind just now, it's like, that's
did y'all see that?
man.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It was poetic.
I can't believe y'all saw that. But I'm gonna give y'all a little little piece of a poem that I started because it really bothered me. Because I'm a firm believer that the reason the structure of the Black family is no longer the same is because we don't even have the same traditions. Sunday dinner, if we're gonna keep it 100, Sunday dinner started way back when, in slavery time. We were having meetings at Sunday dinner. We was talking about escape plans and how we was getting out. We wasn't gonna be slaves no more. And in my opinion, then it evolved into us going into, y'all remember Big Mama's house, soul food, like the women were around the kitchen and they were talking, the kids were playing, the men were having their own conversation. Like maybe not the best family structure for the ideal white picket fence picture, but the idea that we pass things down from generation to generation over food. So as we were cutting up them collard greens and throwing them neck bones, but remember we're gonna do turkey this year, some turkey meat. But as we're cutting up collard greens and throwing in neck bones and
Smoked turkey.
seasoning things in smoked turkey, let's be specific, smoked turkey. We taught our daughters how to be wives, and the men were teaching their sons how to be husbands, and because we're missing those simple foundations, because we don't, our families are not going to church on Sundays. We're missing the basics of what made the Black family the Black family. So don't tell me child support is the reason the Black family isn't the Black family when child support is just because you either ain't there or you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. But we're going to leave that for another topic. So I'm going to go ahead and get into this poem. And here we go. It is unfinished, but it's just the fact that it being the reason why collard greens don't take the same. I really just wanted to put it out there, and I hope that it hopes y'all, or it wants y'all to come back and be like, I hope she finished that poem so we can hear it. So here we go. So I saw a Facebook post the other day that said dads can quit, but mothers can't. And that child support is single-handedly ruining the Black family structure. And since this event is for us, by us, I just wanted to publicly take the time to say these mindsets are not okay. And if anything is ruining the Black family structure, it is the Black family or lack thereof. The reason why collard greens don't taste the same no more, why families don't have Sunday dinners anymore, with tables laid like at Big Mama's house, food for your soul, and call it soul food, as if we've forgotten the reasons for Sunday dinners anyways, back in slavery and ancestors in the olden days. Like our ancestors didn't slave away praying for Sundays, the only day where the oppressed seemed free, where they had time to just be, to exist, to really just seem and wait in the presence and be there. There is no structure because structure isn't taught. And then it ends, and that's it for now. But when I tell y'all, like, I have some fire coming for that piece, it's some fire coming for that piece. Because collard greens don't taste the same no more.
Wow.
They don't taste the same no more.
They really don't.
I
can't even tell you the last time I had collard greens.
People don't know how to cook collard greens no more.
Talking about it.
Because who knows how to cook them?
Thank you.
You ain't wash them? You ain't wash them first? The dirt's still on them, boy.
That's the evolution of the times. Like our
and no, that don't mean really put no darn on them either.
Made us our culture.
Oh.
They don't know though. They don't know. They mamas didn't have them in the kitchen,
Big
and that's why I
facts.
refuse. We need to break the stigma. My mom had me in the kitchen. My grandma had me in the kitchen. I don't know if Miss Vanessa on here, but she can make some potato salad. Can you make potato salad?
But
But
criticize
point in
somebody else's
case
potato
being,
salad.
like we had, like this is what we did. We cooked, and this was time spent with our family, and you learned and you passed down traditions, and you told them when they were wrong. You said, "Look, why you treating your husband like that? That ain't how you keep no man." Like you learn, and because we're not learning is why marriages aren't lasting, why our kids are out here acting crazy, why they're black boys carrying guns and thinking it's cool, and then we wonder why people are getting shot, but we shooting ourselves. But we ain't talking about that.
About that, bro. We're not talking.
We ain't ready for that conversation.
We're
We ain't
not
gonna talk about how it was a little black boy the other day on 145th got killed, and everybody just stood there and watched him on the ground. I'm sorry, that's not normal for me, and I refuse to allow my son to grow up thinking it is normal. So whatever I have to do, whatever march I gotta start, whatever poem I gotta write, whatever podcast I gotta be on, until we change the stigma of the black community, I'm for it. I'm gonna do it. Period.
That's a leader's heart, and
Absolutely.
that was the heart of what you call a leader. You spoke from your heart. And they heard you, and not only did they hear you, God heard you. Things are going to change. You are going to be the change. So, we're looking forward. We're looking forward to it. So things will change, and you will be the change. So hey, I'm just happy I'm able to meet you. Hey, I was happy I was able to meet you before you went to the inauguration and started your poetry. I'm just glad. I got to meet you before you
book me now while I'm still free. Book me now while I'm still taking Target gift cards. Okay, I love Target.
Y'all get it before she become not too expensive, because there is no price to a gift. Like, hey, get it before she becomes expensive.
But no, seriously, I will say this, and
somebody drop the cash out right now. Look, for real, what is the cash out?
Real simple. The cash app is EU Speaks. EU Speaks. Real simple, real nice. If you do, you'll see my logo. It's me. You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead.
But
if
no,
she's
seriously,
inspired you, go ahead, hit the cash out.
Nah, you can't even. You can't even like. I love poetry so much. It's just an honor to have a venue to be able to come and to share my gift and to say what I have to say and to not feel boxed in by a certain genre or any particular thing, but to really be able to be authentic to myself. And I know everybody, most of everybody heard Summer Walker's new album today. And I'm just here to say that I am not bitter, and that the God I serve has allowed me to have joy. You feel me? He gave me a garment of praise. You feel me? So I just want to say that I'm not bitter, but I want to point out this one fact, that she is a secular artist. She is a secular R&B artist. And the last track on her album is a prayer.
Yo, okay? Right.
A prayer.
That prayer was
not a prayer. Look, I'm trying to pray that prayer too, Jesus. Okay. Not a prayer that went into a song. Not a prayer that has some talking after it. A prayer that started how your mama taught you to start a prayer and ended how you're supposed to end the prayer. And they were sending that prayer up to Jesus. Now, they was praying for a man. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Write the vision, make it plain. Write what you want down in your notebook.
Right.
Be specific.
Which was.
Because this time around, I'm gonna be specific. Go with whatever you want, whatever your vision is to God, whatever it is you want to happen in your life. Write it down and be specific. Because when God gives you whatever it is, you can't be mad when you be like, well, God, why you ain't add this to it? Why you ain't tweak it like this? Because that's not what you asked for. I gave you what you asked for. So don't just ask for a husband. Don't just ask for a wife. Don't just ask for a car, because God can give you a hoopty. It's a car. Be specific. Be purposeful with what you're asking for, and put works in to make that happen. Don't be asking for a man and you're not even prepared for one.
Right. Because is he not an intentional God?
He is very intentional. Very
So
intentional.
if you want him to be intentional, you have to tell him exactly what your intent is and allow your
Mm-hmm.
intent to match his will for life. Because his intent
Right.
for you is more than you can fathom, and that's what I told you. And yesterday, when we were talking and the live wasn't going on, I had said something to Elizaunique along the lines of, I really truly want you to go as far as you want to go, but then I stopped. I said, that's not
Mm-hmm.
enough. That's not enough, because sometimes we don't realize that our imagination is
It's
nothing
little.
compared to what God has for us. So I stopped and I reiterated what I said, but I just cut off the part where I said I want you to go as far as you want to go. What we all don't realize is God wants us to go farther than we imagine. So I said I wanted her to go as far as God wanted her to go. That's the every nation.
Common ground. It has allowed me to grow up one mic at a time,
You are the
and I
literal
say that.
definition.
Listen, literal, and I say that even because after last night, I
Like
got
you
a
said,
booking,
God is very
my first
intentional.
New York booking, first New York booking, and so, but you know what? I will say this, and this goes back to earlier when I said take your time. I did accept it, and I will be going, but I'm not going to allow myself to overdo it. I'm not going, because I have some. I'm still working on a chat book. I have a chat book coming out called Ode to 28, which is really kind of like my Summer Walker album. It's me saying goodbye to the. I'm 29 now, so it's me saying goodbye to 28. It's me talking about the trials and domestic violence and moving and embracing new journeys and a lot of different things, being really transparent with y'all. So when that comes out, when you're able to get the book, you know, I'll let you all know, but that's in the works. That'll be sometime after the new year. And so I'm just grateful. I'm grateful to have a group of people who support me. I am forever indebted to y'all. Like my work is forever for y'all. To Joy Road Tony, like forever to y'all. Rest in peace. It's I have so many people that I'm inspired by. People that I clients from my old job wrote a post last night on Facebook that literally brought me to tears. And she said, "Yo, like, don't stop, because people aspire to be like you." And I'm like who? Like me? Don't. And to her, I would say, do not be like me. I'm like Summer Walker. Take my pain, take my poems, take my struggle, girl. And y'all know I'm transparent. I tell it. I tell it because I want the next generation to be better. So take my pain, take my struggles, take my mistakes. Look at them, girl. Watch them and be better than me. Okay? Start writing now. Don't wait till you 25 to start writing. Start writing at 21. Start putting that poetry out at 22. Do it now. Do not wait. Do it now. If you have the push, whoever, if you do it now, do not wait. The time is now, y'all. The time is now, now, and now. Not just for me, but for y'all too. Now, right now,
All right,
right now,
I
today.
know we gotta go. I know we gotta wrap up, but I have to do what I was. I'm listening to what you said. I'm taking your advice. Elizaunique. I want you to. I want you to. I really do. I want you to talk to that millennial woman who is suffering or is still in the hands of domestic violence. I want you to give her encouragement to whatever that may be. Whatever it was for you, because you're here. So whatever it was for you, I want you to share that. Because what we do not realize is at this very moment, someone is experiencing domestic violence, whether that may be um a verbal abuse, mental abuse, or physical abuse. I want you to talk to her and give her some strength. We're on our way out of this podcast, but you touched on it. And I didn't want to just leave it there. And it's something just thinking, she got to talk to that lady, because there's somebody right now that may play this back, who is silently suffering from domestic violence. Again, because what we don't realize is domestic violence is not just physical. It could be mental, it could be verbal or physical, or even other things happens, you know. So I want you to talk to that lady and give her that encouragement, or lend her that strength. Lend her that strength.
All right, real quick. If I allow the pain to hunt me, am I truly living? If I hide who I am because the possibility of being unappreciated hunts me, am I still being hunted by my past? I aspire to live in the wind, to wade in the lake naked, just to be as free in my mind and soul as I am body. And in the next moment, the very thought of that type of freedom escapes me, as if my scars don't allow me that reality, because then you'll know, then you'll see I'm not as whole as I appear to be. All right, so that's part of a piece that is in its full entirety a piece that I wrote coming out of a domestic violence relationship. And I will just say this: if you need somebody to tell you that love is not supposed to hurt, and you need someone to tell you that every day until it sticks in your head, I will tell you. And I will tell you because I wish the people in my life who knew what I was going through told me every day that love is not supposed to hurt. Because at some point I would have remembered before it got to the point in which it got to. Love does not hurt, okay? It does not hurt. It does not. Love is giving somebody the ability to hurt you, but it shouldn't hurt. It doesn't hurt. And you do not have to stay there. You do not have to be there. You are amazing. You are beautiful. You deserve true, genuine, authentic love. Authentic love. Real love. And before you can deserve that love, you have to love yourself. And when you love yourself enough, whatever situation you're in will no longer be comfortable for you, and you'll leave. But no, you do not have to stay, and you are not a victim. You are not a victim.
Man.
You are strong. You are powerful. God loves you. I love you. And on a serious note, if you really need to talk or you need a way out, you need help, when I tell y'all, whatever it is, suicide, domestic violence, hit any of my social medias, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat. I do not care. You can search me on all of them. If you type in Elizaunique, something will come up. It will be me. I am here. I'm open ears. It does not matter. I am not a running mouth. I'm not going to go tell your business. But if we have to call the prevention line together, if we have to do whatever it takes, you know, to get you out and to get you into a better place, we will do it. And it will be confidential. It will remain between me and you. And that's it. Okay. Even if you're not ready to leave, if you just need somebody you can talk to, text me pizza. Text the word pizza to my phone. Be like, girl, order me a pizza. I'm gonna already be ready. Okay. So order me a pizza. I'm all ears. And I love y'all. I thank y'all so much for tuning in. Thank y'all for the opportunity. Thank y'all for loving on me while y'all were here. Thank y'all for loving my poetry. And just know that y'all are worth saving. We are all worth saving. That no matter where you are in life, God loves you. I love you. And you have purpose. Okay.
You heard it, folks. This is the Common Ground Podcast as the Common Rapport. We just had Elizaunique. And she shared some amazing advice to you all. And that's just simply love will never hurt. He did that for you. He paid that price for you. No man should have to do that. Or you don't have to do that for your own heart. He did that for you. Love don't hurt. So please keep that in mind. Think about Jesus every time. Know that Jesus is the man that actually took the pain to save you. He loved you. He didn't say, no. Get her. No. Get them. He didn't do that. He said, no. Put it on me. Because why? Because I love her. Because I love him. Because I love them. Put it on me. So just keep.
And I'm just saying, if you loving me how Christ loved the church, it ain't gonna hurt. I'm just saying that. It's not gonna hurt, because if you loving me how God loved the church, how Jesus loved the church, it's not gonna hurt. Okay. Period.
What it will do, what happened is you realize that this person loves me selflessly. That's what it'll do. That's what it'll say. So yeah, just keep that in mind, yo.
Yes, sir.
Kevin, take it.
Take
it.
No,
because we're gonna be here all night. Listen, I'm about to altar call.
My mind started reflecting on.
Before we leave here tonight, I know this video is going.
For real,
this video is gonna circulate.
Hey,
I just want to let y'all know.
Look, guys,
please.
You have had so much given to you tonight. I hope that this broadcast goes out and it touches somebody, it inspires somebody, it motivates somebody to do something awesome, something great, and something godly in this world. I appreciate each and every one of you guys for tuning in to the Uncommon Rapport, showing much love. Hey, if that's the symbol tonight, let's go. You feel me? Hearts. You feel me? Throw the hearts up. You know what I'm saying? Because she gave out so much love, so much of herself, so much inspiration that she gave from her vessel, and let you know that the vessel is yet still on the potter's wheel being worked on. You know, she let you know full and explicit on who she is, a real life individual, moving, shaking the ground that she's given, speaking into her territory. Go ahead. Do not stop. Do not stop. Do not stop. But I'm telling you guys, thank you from the bottom of my heart. For real, for real. I greatly appreciate this. I greatly appreciate all of the comments. I'm looking at snaps. That's that spirit. Yeah, I'm so grateful. I'm grateful, guys. I'm for real. If you check out this link below, it tells you that we will be at the Fresh Brewed Coffee House on December the 4th, 2021. Please get in touch with the son. You feel me? Because we want you to come out and see this old school dude. His name is Vibes. He got some real nice flavor. Old school fella. But he's so powerful in the words that he speaks. At 6:30, the doors will open, and at 7:30, the showtime will begin. So please check in at the Fresh Brewed Coffee House on 933 Broadway Street, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina is where you can find us. Please, let's go. We the foundation, common ground. I'm out. For real, for real. Anybody got some last words? What's happening?
I do have some words on it relates to common ground, the actual platform. You guys, you can come. It's free. It's not free for all. I wouldn't say it's free for all. There is a minimum fee. There's a $3 entry fee for those of you who would like to be a part of the actual show, and there's a $5 fee for those of you who actually like to come. I'm trying to tell you, y'all. I am also a witness of the power of this platform. This platform also made me realize that, okay, you can do this. Like, for real. So I want y'all to understand, for those aspiring artists, poetry, rap, hip hop, tasteful. Singers, anybody who is a creative. This platform is even people who paint. This platform is for you. This platform is for you. Please do on December the big 4th. Come on out and join us at the Common Ground open mic night, where we're growing up one mic at a time.